Geez, you should be a rancher. Getting that panther piss has got to be a chore.
Catching's one thing, but milking the piss out of them, that's... I don't want to be the guy milking the panther. Great day in the morning. I'm just getting my daily Def Leppard in. Might have aged myself a little bit there. I'm not at home. My surroundings are different, and that is because I'm actually choring my cousin's buildings. My cousin's got 3 sheds for the same integrator we feed for, and he's smarter than I am because he has them basically triple net leased, and the kid that chores them is on vacation. And I made the mistake. I thought he was calling to invite me to the Caribbean, but he wasn't. He was just calling to see if we'd chore for him. So the sheds are close by, and I've had him chore for us before. And you see, that's kind of the pattern. That's the mistake that you make, is if you ask somebody to chore for you, then chances are they're going to ask you to chore for them. So it's only the neighborly thing to do. This barn only got a few pigs in it. They just started getting pigs this last week. So there's only about maybe 750 pigs here. And the next load is coming Friday, and I'm going to get them in, but then he'll be back on the weekend. And then there's 2 other 1200s that have pigs in them, but they're just halfway along and pretty healthy. So anyway, we're going to go and check these out. Buildings are laid out fairly similar. So this is a 2400. One thing that's different is these barns have heat lamps in them. So they were built before we started going to breeder heaters. So these got heat lamps. Other than that, basically the same. 1200 head rooms, 30 head pens. So these pigs, the unit they come from, they get pretty good age on them. These just came in yesterday. These just came in 2 days ago. Compared to the pigs that we're getting, I don't know how this video is going to play out compared to the others, but we're getting pigs at Sawyer's site, and they come out of a gilt multiplier out in Kansas, and those pigs are like 10 pounds tops. Well, these pigs here, I'd say the smallest pig you could find in here would probably be bigger than 10 pounds. I'm just going to go through and mat feed them, and I'll stop back this afternoon and see how they're doing. I haven't actually gone through and pulled any of these other than just to check to see if anybody had, you know, like a pig that had a broken leg or a pig that had an abscess or something like that. But they're pretty good doing pigs, and they're pretty healthy, so they should start really, really well. And I'll try to make sure that I don't mess anything up before my neighbor gets back. So right here, giving us some fits.
That's been leaking feed out of it for a while now, and we're sick of it. As you can see from when we run the feed line, it runs right on the feeder pad, and that's not good. It's just not good. It's not good for anybody. It's a waste of feed, and it just needs to get replaced. Some necessary things when you're doing some maintenance in a hog barn: set something down so none of your tools fall in the pit. That is a rookie mistake that we've made once before, and we're not going to make it again. Have something to lay down. I'd say get a bucket. Are you getting a bucket?
Well, I got my bag.
Yeah, he's got his Milwaukee pack-out bag. He's obsessed now. So the hopper is leaking feed out of it for a while now, and we're going to fix it. So how are we going to do it, Dad? How do you diagnose this situation? What's the steps?
Well, this is one of the biggest pain in the asses there is. I mean, it could be a lot worse, but because this is worn out right here, these aren't replaceable. In other words, they're welded. They call it a weldament, and it's made as part of this hopper. And so all you can do is replace it with a whole new hopper. Well, the problem with that is, so the anchor bearing's got to come out. It's got to come off the feed line. It's got to come off of this, which means you got to drop the motor. And if you're going to drop the motor, you have to take the auger loose because one auger comes in from the bin and dumps, and then that auger takes it. Both of those augers have to be taken loose, so this motor's got to come off. There's 4 bolts inside, and then these are customizable so you can mount them different ways. And so the way we're going to mount it is like this. So we have to take this plate off, this box off, move it around, and make this box mount or match the box that's here. So this is not a 5-minute deal, which is why we've let it go as long as we have, because you really got to be kind of in the mood. But it's a nice day, it's cold out. What else are you going to do on a Friday? And when I'm done, I'll probably feel like having a beer or something stronger. Get them off the hook at the top. Yep, and then go back to the next one, and then get the one all the way at the end too. Yeah. Okay.
Getting that panther piss has got to be a chore.
Catching's one thing, but milking the piss out of them, that's... I don't want to be the guy milking the panther. We'll get what we get, and what we can't get, we'll just grind off.
Oh, we're gonna wear safety glasses.
Well, I thought I had a pair. Now we can take that off. It's only been on there for 11 years, so there we go. Well, here, let me get down here. There we go.
Oh, got it.
It's all right. I need to unwire this at some point, but right now I want to get this plate off the side so I can reach in here to take the bolts out of the gearbox so that I can get this motor and gearbox off. So that's my next step. So we'll set it in our shelf. So I got to take this flex auger loose from the motor, from the shaft of the gearbox, and when I do, it's going to want to go back into the, it's going to want to go because there's tension on it. There isn't a lot because there's feed in the tube, but I found the easiest way for me to do it is I'm going to take the bolts off the gearbox, and we're going to pull the motor out, vice grip it, then we'll take the keeper, we'll take the auger off of the pinion, and then it's a lot safer. You're not going to get your fingers caught.
Oh boy.
There we go. So this is a curtain drop cable.
Jeez, you should be a rancher.
Okay, I think that when we take that off and it goes back in there, I think that with you, if I brag on you a little bit, you'll be able to pull it back up when it's time to hook it up.
Do you think if there was an apocalypse, you'd do all right?
Yeah. The older I get, the more that I feel like if I was Will Smith's character in I Am Legend, I wouldn't look for a cure. I'd just sit and enjoy the solitude, I think.
Thanks. Look at that. This is gonna be your Christmas ham.
I'm just gonna snap these off.
There's no real good way.
Well, there's not really a good way. I'm sure as hell not gonna hold on to it, so I'm just gonna snap these off and then it's gonna go in that tube.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it's only in there about 6 or 8 inches. It's not bad.
That's why you gotta put this. Yep. God, you're an expert. You think about everything. Got
well,
this
Because, okay, the alternative is you go out underneath the bin, take the anchor bearing off out there, that lets the pressure off. So the auger slides in from that end. Then you can hook it up in here easy. Then you gotta go out underneath the bin and you gotta fish it out there. Well, you're doing the same thing either way, but it's warm in here and I can do it standing up versus being on the ground on my hands and knees. So I'm gonna pick doing it in here. Come on. Come on, fine motor skills.
You're supposed to be the coordinator for it.
Yeah, give that. Try not to smash my. There we go. Spare parts. Out with the old. You can see fishing weights.
That's the problem. That was the problem. How long was this puppy in here?
11 years.
11 years.
11 years, and it's the only one that's worn out. So there's 4 of them. So that's pretty good, really. These are all the original motors, except the northwest. I think the northwest motor's been replaced. So
pretty good.
Pretty good. You can't complain much about that.
There's 8 total though.
8 motors total, 8 gearboxes.
4 in each
total.
room.
Yep, 4 in each room.
And you've only had to replace 1 hopper.
1 motor.
One motor and 1 hopper.
Yeah, and a few anchor bearings, but that's to be expected. We've got to make this box look like that one did. In other words, we got to move this box to there and move the plates around and get it to where everything can bolt up.
We got the new one to look like the old one, so we're gonna put this hopper box up and we're gonna hook it up to the feed line tube first,
the
one coming in, and then we'll get it hooked up to this auger here, running down to the pigs. So what seems to be the problem, Pops?
Well, the problem is I did exactly what I said I shouldn't do. That cable slipped off that auger. Well, it's back in there a little bit, so I'm just gonna make a hook.
Out of a gate rod?
Yeah.
This'll do?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, she's back in there, so. And here's the cable that slipped off. So, going to plan B. We finally got it. The gate rod worked. It's completely mutilated, but it worked. Got it over the hump. Vice gripped it, clamped it, so it's gonna not going anywhere. Time to put the motor on. There she lay. We're running a little bit late here. We've been going for, what do you think, an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I'm just gonna set up a good time lapse, and when we're done, we'll show you the final result for you guys, because I'm ready to get this done. She's all wired back up. Got the new hopper on there with no leaking feed, no hole, no damage there, which is great. Motor's back on. And it runs. It runs perfect. That's what we were looking for. Motor's running fine. Feed line's running fine. Just the way we like it. Huh?
Did it run?
Yeah, it ran.
Nice.
Good job. You're a master.
I don't know about that.
You are a master. So
Trial and error, baby.
trial and error. Say goodbye, cause we're.
It's about time. It's Friday. We're gonna finish choring.
and then we're gonna go get wings.